Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. And in today's episode, we are going to be working on a little bit on the outdoor part of our build shop. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the Brown District. All sorts of stuff springing up. We got a glass shop that Rendog's been working on. There's some other stuff as well. It's all good. Right now, we are online with Doc, Etho, and Rendog himself. Cub was just online moments ago and he just left. But I'm going to steal a little bit of grass from my own shop. It's my own shop. I can take it if I want. And maybe a little bit of podzol as well. And then I've got some bones. What else can we use in here? Maybe that might have to do it for now. I should probably get some leaves from somewhere. Rendog, do you by any chance sell leaves in here? I don't think he does. I see dirt, grass. He does sell gravel. Why don't we do this? So, 4 stacks of sand, 4 stacks of dirt. Why don't we grab 4 stacks of dirt and 4 stacks of gravel? And then we'll make that, we'll make a good chunk of that, I think, into coarse dirt. Because that's a really good thing to have when you're landscaping and building and things. And what goes well with that? Jungle wood really does. So maybe we'll grab a little bit of jungle wood out of here as well. Let's see. Ooh, wow. He's running a bit low on the jungle wood, it seems. So we'll just toss that in there. Okay. So I'm trapped. I'm trapped in the door. There we go. But anyway, I want to do a little bit of landscaping over here, and I also want to talk with you guys about something that's been kind of on my mind. Not a bad thing at all. Just something I've kind of been thinking about. I took a personality test a couple weeks ago, and it's just been kind of on my mind. Wifey took the same test, and turns out we're complete opposites, which is really interesting. And it's called the Myers-Briggs personality test. And essentially what it is, it's a test that there's some amount of science to it. Obviously, it's not completely accurate because you really can't lump the entirety of humanity into, a really? Ghost blocks already? Already? That didn't take long. You really can't lump the entirety of civilization into a couple of categories, but it is backed by some sort of science. The test itself has been around since like the 1940s, 1950s. It's been around for quite a while. And I just want to kind of talk about that because it did do a pretty good job of explaining who I am kind of as a person and, what my personality is like. And that's not something that you always really see in my videos. I mean, you do see aspects of it per se, but it's really hard to kind of summarize your entire personality in, a couple of Minecraft videos. So I wanted to kind of talk about it just a little bit, and just kind of, just touch on the subject. And if you want to take the personality test for yourself, I'll put a link in the description where you can do so. And, there's a ghost block in here somewhere. Did we get it? I think we got it. Okay. But so anyway, I took this personality test, and what it does is it basically rates you in several different categories, like thinking versus feeling, and extroverted versus introverted, and, stuff like that. So, I am what's called an ESTP, which is basically extroverted, sensing, thinking, and perception, or perceptive, however you want to describe it. So, what does that mean? That means a whole bunch of different stuff. There's a lot to it beyond just being 4 letters. So, essentially, what an ESTP is according to the Myers-Briggs test, they are hands-on people who kind of live in the moment, and they're always kind of seeking the best in life. This is taken from the Wikipedia page on ESTPs, and they want to share it with their friends, and they're open to situations, they're very good at improvising, and they are very kind of active people who who would rather, kind of jump into action and solve problems rather than talking about them. And that's very, very accurate about me. I am not the kind of person who likes to, discuss potential things that need to be done. I would much rather just do them. So, no, there are a lot of different kind of personality traits that kind of go into that. And by the way, if I haven't already said it, this is probably going to end up being kind of a talky episode. So, yeah, we'll be doing kind of the landscaping around here a little bit, but fair warning, it's going to be a talky episode primarily. So, but hey, maybe you'll get to know me a little bit better once we're all finished here. Who knows? So as far as characteristics of ESTPs, and by the way, I will also link the page for ESTPs themselves, so you can take a look at that too if you want, just so you can kind of see me in a nutshell. And there are certain things about it that aren't completely accurate, which is not super surprising, but either way. So some of the characteristics of ESTPs is that they are very outgoing, they're very kind of charming and fun and socially, they like to, they're the ones who really kind of initiate conversations. They're the ones who, if they're all out in a group, they're the ones who like to meet new people and talk with people and all that kind of good stuff. They are very kind of persuasive. They have very strong opinions, and they're not afraid to let people know what those opinions are. And kind of as a weakness there, they're also not entirely interested in, potentially hurting somebody's feelings. I mean, it's not that it's not that ESTPs they don't make a conscious thought that like, oh, I'm going to say something mean to this person. But they are very kind of logical, and they are not so worried with potentially offending someone. If an ESTP has an opinion and somebody else disagrees with that opinion, then, so be it. They're very direct. And I'm a very direct person. I like to get straight to the point. I definitely don't like to beat around the bush a whole lot. And especially in conversations or debates, maybe debates is too strong of a word, but in discussions of things, bottom line right up front, and I am very much that way. So there was a false symmetry had an episode a couple episodes ago where Exuma and I were having a discussion about the end portal room, and apparently from the chat, it looked like we were arguing. We were not arguing. It was just a discussion. It certainly was not an argument. There is absolutely nothing going on between Exuma and myself. But because of the way that I talk and the way that I am, I can see how people would construe what I was saying as an argument. Because I'm a very direct person, and I'm not the kind of person who necessarily sugarcoats things. And sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's a bad thing. In the military, that's a very good thing, because there's not time very often to sugarcoat things. There's always something that needs to be done. There's usually some sort of a deadline associated with that something that needs to be done. And frankly, we don't really have time to, kind of watch out for potentially hurting somebody's feelings. I have told my soldiers on many occasions, I don't particularly care what your feelings are, which sounds completely horrible, I know. But, it's a very different kind of culture in the military where, do I care about my soldiers? Absolutely. I would do anything for my people, but at the same time, I'm not worried about their sensitivities, because we all have better things to worry about than sensitivities. I think I'm gonna just convert all of this to grass. I might as well. So as far as other things go, very direct, very kind of we're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very action-oriented, I guess, would be the way to say it. Very direct, very kind of to the point, and very blunt. And I am very much that way. On top of that, we are, as I said, very action-oriented. It's interesting because my wife, Mrs. Wells is a complete opposite. She took the test, and of the categories, she was the opposite one in every single category, which is kind of interesting in and of itself. But whereas she will like to kind of make plans and, write lists and check things and have, she has her graphs and her tables for finances. And, if we go for a trip, she's planning everything out from, the planes and the stuff that we'll be flying on all the way to, every gas station that we'll stop at in the rental car. And me, she hates it. She'll ask me something, and I will say 9 out of 10 times, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And it drives her mad. It drives her absolutely insane. I think I actually am it's actually kind of the point where I'm trying to make a conscious effort not to say, we'll figure it out anymore, because I think she's very, very tired of hearing it. So, yeah. But anyway, so I am not much of a long-term planner. I like to come up with short-term plans, and you can kind of see that sometimes in my Hermitcraft episodes. If you look at or not just my Hermitcraft, but pretty much all of my videos in general, if you look at those, you can kind of see that, because if you haven't noticed already, I like to focus on a lot of kind of relatively small projects, small scale builds. I mean, obviously there's the Dwarven base, which is a pretty massive undertaking, but I'll be completely honest with you. I really don't have the Dwarven base planned in meticulous detail. I have kind of general ideas, but I'm certainly keeping my options open there. And if I want to change it up later, I can do that. And that's really kind of encapsulated in the personality type that I am. I am not one to make meticulous plans. I'm one to kind of wing it all the time, which is, sometimes good, and sometimes it comes back to bite me. But it is what it is. So let's just kind of do... No, not that one. There. Let's do that. Maybe we'll... I don't think I like that so much. Let's maybe... do this. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so anyway, yes. Also, ESTPs are incredibly impulsive. Very, very impulsive, and they get bored easily. And they're very competitive on top of that, and kind of daring, which is a good thing and also kind of a bad thing. So, a perfect example of this, if you look at my various series on YouTube, you will see a perfect example of me being impulsive and then getting bored easily. Because if you look at every mod pack I've ever played, for the most part, I start a series, I do 20 episodes, I get bored, and then I stop the series. And that's because I get bored. Now, on top of that, I'm also impulsive. So I'll start a mod pack, and then I'll notice another mod pack, and I'll say, ooh, I want to do a series on that one. So I'll start doing that one, and then it'll happen again. And then suddenly, I have 9 different series going on at once, and I'm trying desperately to produce content for all of them at the same time, and I end up doing 3 videos a day when my original intent was only to do 2, and then there's just all this content, and... and you guys get the idea. So it's, it's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing. It means that I'm certainly not afraid to kind of try new things, but it also means that I have a tendency to really kind of get bored very easily and not always commit to those things in great detail. So, good and a bad thing. And pretty much all of these character traits can be positive and they can be negative. I mean, obviously, organization, it's probably a good thing to organize, but at the same time, it's also very good to be able to improvise, as opposed to requiring careful planning for every step. And I would definitely consider myself far more of an improviser than a planner. Okay, so that's looking all right. I do kind of feel that we need to get some height variation up in this joint. Let's see. We could maybe use some of those jungle slabs. And I've got all this... Oh, hey, don't do that. We've got all this clay here that I'm just going to throw into here for the time being. Junk chest. There we go. Let's see. Let's make a quarter of a stack worth of slabs. Does that sound good? That sounds good. Yeah, that'll do. That's probably going to be way more than I actually need anyway. But let's go and maybe do something kind of like this. We'll just kind of bring this out. And then what I'm going to do is lay down some planks like so. And then we'll kind of tear this up and go kind of like that. And that gives us this kind of hole down here. Just for a little bit of extra depth, you know, just kind of make it a little more interesting. And then maybe we can do something similar kind of over here as well. So we'll grab our jungle again, and I'm just kind of putting it around the edges. There we go. And maybe here we'll do that and a grass block. How's that look? Yeah, that's not too bad. Or maybe we do make this, maybe we do make the whole thing coarse dirt. Maybe that would look better. I think that looks a little better. So I got a couple of holes kind of in the area here. Ooh, hello, thunderstorm. Yeah. So we need more kind of coarse dirt over in here. And I don't want it to be... Like, I want it to look kind of random, so I'm just mixing it the best I can. It's not always completely possible to make it look super random, but we'll do what we can to kind of broaden that out. There we go. Like so, and like so. Yes. Good. Yeah, that looks relatively good. Let's maybe do... I think I'm getting too much... Yeah, there we go. Maybe we'll do something like that. Because we don't want the whole thing... We don't want all the lines to go the same way. There we go. How's that look? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, now... I need to mix in some additional materials, so I'm thinking we're going to mix in a little bit of podzol here and there. Just kind of around my shop, I think. Because I don't know how everyone else is going to kind of feel about the podzol. But we'll just kind of mix this. I'm getting way too many lines that all go in the same direction around here. There, we'll maybe do... And a little bit over here. There we go. Now, podzol cannot spread, so don't worry about me potentially accidentally turning all of the grass over here into podzol. That's not going to happen. It's not possible for it to happen because podzol, as I said, cannot spread. So there we go. Let's get a little bit of that and a little bit of that. Oh, that as well. And yeah, that actually looks all right. That's not too bad. I mean, obviously we're going to be bone mealing this, adding some stuff there. I think we'd also be wise to kind of mix in a few other things. I think we definitely want to still have some clay in this area. We don't want to completely get rid of all of the clay, because it is still a mesa after all. We'll just kind of mix it in where we can. There we go. Oh. There we go. Ah, and there's a ghost block right there. There we go. Got it. Okay. All right, I think that's good. Let's grab some clay out of this chest and patch all those holes, because we still want clay visible here in the mesa. There we go. Just little bits. Kind of spread all over the place. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was a ghost block. There we go. And that, I think, needs to be a grass block. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Maybe mix a little more clay in here. Maybe one there. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Now, we need to get some vertical height and love into this area. So I'm thinking we're going to need some cobble. And I don't believe I actually have... No, I don't want to take that. I think that's Rendog's stuff. Okay, random hole. Do you have... Ooh, we got andesite. I got mossy stone. I don't know... I don't know if this is... I think it's for sale. You know what? I'm just going to take 3 stacks of that, and I'll put a diamond in. I think a diamond for 3 stacks of cobble is very reasonable. Very, very, very reasonable. But I don't feel like running all the way back to my base to get it, and I've got some diamonds, so it's whatever. Anyway, so let's see about mixing some cobble and stuff into this little kind of thing that we have going on here. I think we'll also go ahead and put our stained clay back, because I don't think I actually need it anymore. That all looks good. Okay, so we're going to need... I'm just going to put some stuff in here, because reasons. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's go and make a couple of... let's make some cobble slabs and just a couple of cobble stairs, and we'll use this stuff to make ourselves some nice kind of cool rock formations or something. So maybe here we'll do something like that. I don't particularly want to cover this up, though. So maybe we do this. That gives us kind of this rock. Whoa, help, mouse thing. Why you do? My mouse has been acting very kind of funky lately. It's been randomly connecting and reconnecting from my computer, and sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to work anymore, which is not good. That's really not a good thing. So yeah, we're just kind of putting a couple of rocks in here, and maybe here we'll do maybe something like this. How's that look? And here. Yeah, I don't want to go overboard with the rocks. I think we're good on that side. Maybe we'll put one Actually, maybe this side doesn't need one. I don't think this side needs one. Okay, now, bone meal, which is always fun. We'll just kind of bone meal a lot of this as best we can. I don't want to go all over the path. I do need to get my hands on some birch leaves, though, for sure, for this area. And actually, come to think of it, I also need to kind of connect this path right here up to the junk shop. There we go. And then we got all these flowers. And flowers are great, but I think there's a few too many of them. So we'll take those out altogether. Like so. There we go. We need some grass and stuff back here. I'm just going to get rid of all the flowers for now, and I think what we'll do is we'll actually go back and we'll place flowers, but we'll only place them where we actually want them. Because I think that'll be better. And then I want some of this grass to be taller. Just little bits and pieces of it, kind of randomly. Just kind of spread it out a little bit, you know. There we go. And that's all the bone meal, and I think that looks pretty good. Ooh, I'm breaking things that I didn't intend to, but it's fine. Okay. So that's looking pretty good, I think. I think we're going to need a little more grass over here. So let's just make a tiny bit more bone meal. And maybe we bone meal this as well. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. And then, now it really comes down to birch leaves. I need birch leaves. So, I am going to head off and see if I can find some birch leaves. I think I might have some at my house, actually. In fact, I think I do. Let's find out. Let's grab our fly bow. I've got an arrow on me. Yeah, let's go see if we've got birch leaves with us. All right, guys, I am back. So we're here, and it's night, but that's okay. I don't mind working in the night a little bit. Let's just put a torch over here, and maybe... No, there's a jack-o'-lantern back here for light. Okay, so I think we're good as far as the lighting is concerned. I think we'll be okay. So I'm just going to put a couple of birch leaves maybe kind of here, just to kind of do that. I'm very, very, very low on birch, so it's going to be kind of difficult to really kind of get the look that I'm going for, but maybe we can, you know, kind of do something about this later once I have a chance to get a little bit more birch wood, or birch leaves, I should say. How does spruce look? Oh, spruce is green. That might work. That might actually work. That might serve our purpose quite well. Let's just kind of do something like this. I'll break that one out. And I'll just kind of, yeah, we'll just get some leaves kind of up in here and see what we can do to kind of, just a little bit like that. It doesn't look bad. And that makes it look kind of like there's a little hedge, kind of frames out the door a little bit, which I like. I think that's good. Here, ooh, maybe we can kind of get some of the leaves on top of the rocks. How does that look? Just a little bit. It's all right. It's not amazing, but it's okay. And I think, you know, I'm not really in love with the spruce color either, but I think it'll do. It's fine. And I don't have any oak leaves, so I'm going to have to kind of make do here a little bit, but I think, yeah, we're fine. We're fine. It's okay. Okay, so we'll get some jungle leaves there, maybe a little bit here. And that looks all right. It's kind of busy, but I like busy. I enjoy that kind of very busy style. Maybe here we'll lay down like a log of some sort, like a downed tree. It's kind of right here. Maybe we can sneak another one of those back here somewhere. Just, kind of a short one. Like that. It's not a bad look. It's not a bad look at all. It's very, very much more interesting than it was. Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for me in this episode, guys. Really, I just kind of wanted to talk about that, the Myers-Briggs personality test thing. And that we did. And I wanted to do a little bit of landscaping around here, which we also did. And I think it looks better. It looks a lot better than it did. I'm certainly not super, emotionally attached to it or anything like that. So if any of the other hermits want to build in this space and they want to move some of this stuff and kind of tear it down, they are more than welcome to do so. I'm just kind of pointing that out right now. But really, I just wanted to kind of make this look better than it did. So, yeah. If you want to take that personality test I was talking about, I'll put a link in the description down below. I'll also put the link to the page for my specific personality type if you want to read that in more detail. But yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.